Okay, so today we're going to go over something that's probably a little more neglected in jiu-jitsu, but we're going to go over footwork. Okay. So in wrestling, you know how you do line drills and you do those types of like movements. Jiu-jitsu typically does a lot of movements that are based on the ground, but they don't do a lot of stand-up motion, aka footwork. Is what I'm going to boil it down to. What we're going to do is we're just going to work from several stages, right, of different stepping, basically. Does that make sense? So, as you would imagine from the taking of the back, right, how would you do it? Right? Going around. Well, this is just a type of footwork, right? So when we're doing an arm drag, what are we actually doing? We're stepping, right? We're going out of the way, right? To make it simpler, let's think of a snap down, right? If I went to snap you down, right, and I did, right, I'm in the way. So there has to be some type of footwork that comes into play when we do this. Okay? So not just backwards, right? So if I just go backwards, you see how your chest step comes into it. So I'm taking a backwards and a side step. Does that make sense? So going strictly backwards won't do it. So when we're looking at today and doing our foot patterns, all we're looking at is like, okay, I want to do a snap down. So if I'm doing for a snap down, I have to snap down. I take a slight horizontal step, me, and a pivot. When I pull people down. So get in, pull, right, and then. Because I'm no longer in the way. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So today, we're looking at literally nothing but footwork. And the aspect of how we take people down. Okay? So we'll start with snap down, so you guys can understand what I'm talking about. Right? Snap down, we're going to do a slight horizontal step and a pivot step. Looks very basic, right? But what we're doing is taking a human, pulling them towards us, right? If we were ripping someone towards the floor, getting out of the way. Looking kind of like so. From here. Make sense? Just do that for a little bit. Just get the footwork. All right. Do it without a human being. Yep. So little pivot step. And remember, you're moving out of the way of the person pulling. So if you pull me to you, see how this thing just between you and that? Yes. So bigger step. So. Okay. Yeah. When you're starting a snap down, most of the time you're directly in front of the human being. You're not off to the side. If you're off to the side, what you're doing is great. Right? Okay. Get out of the way. That makes sense. Alright. If you just do this, there's a lot of power with one hand, but not the other. Does that make sense? So if I try to pull you and only move one foot, you see how you come into me? Right? You see how your shoulder meets me? Right? Small thing, right? But what we're going to do with this foot pattern is pretty similar to what we're going to do in the forward as well. We're going to take a horizontal step and pivot around. Okay, what is this? Say I was here, arm drag, horizontal step, pivot around. Type of arm drag, cross step, pivot around. Once we realize that this pivoting motion is something that we can do effectively in either direction, it'll open up a lot of our access to people's backs or to back exposure, which is king in grappling. Does that make sense? Okay, so start doing from snap down and then back tip. we're going into basically just walking back and forth. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna square up, take the other foot forward. Seems like it would be quite silly, right, that would be something that you'd have to work. Well, most people when you're grappling will do this, and that's not how you wanna make your transition, right? Because in this motion, that long step that you did, that's a very easy time for me to take your balance, right? Where it's much harder for me to take your balance, is move your way back and then forward. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Y'all feel that pretty easy?
Yep.
Right? So we did this, right? Our ability to basically just go forward and go back. And to swap what foot we have forward. Now we're gonna do something similar, horizontal, right? I don't want you to do this. This is an option if you need to cover a large space and it's open, right? And you have that availability to kind of cover, right? But this is not how you move. I want to be grounded. So if I connect it with another community, like so, and I try to skip like this and make myself really light, or if I step, I can move less horizontal. And this is important because once we learn how to do this and this, you can see how I can affect the person's posture pretty easily. Tracking so far?
Yep.
Perfect. Horizontal move. Your feet do not come together. I know this is very basic and you would think it's very simple. Human beings oftentimes forget how to move their feet, especially in a grappling match, when people focus too heavily on their hands. We all think it's all about using knee springs. So we see that we can move horizontally, right? From that horizontal, right? Our ability to do this is something we've already talked about, right? So I want you to be able to do this, both forward and back. And then take the other foot. This is a pivot step. feel pretty comfortable in there?
Yep.
Okay, this next one, the back step. So you use this oftentimes, right? If I was here, you see I'm able to pull, I'll take the back step, pulling them into me, and rotate, right? Any form of fashion where I'm lifting up, right? And causing that back step and pivoting.
And that's the only one too.
If I wanted it. So like, same general concept, right? It's just to allow me to basically expose my back, if I wanted to be able to engage plants, basically. To be able to put people and load them up onto my back and legs. Right? There are other reasons why you would do this. Say you were striking, right? And I would come here to chamber to kick. Here. Right, from here. Allows me to do that spin. Right. Which would allow the whip. So, small space, easy way to change. And assuming you're using back fist, knees, gain a little bit of amplitude. My ability to come here. If it enhances your ability, so I want you to rotate like this.
Just go feet.
Right, so I think about that. Not very powerful, is it? Right? As soon as I do this, just like you would do in your out face. Right? Think about that kind of back step. To increase your ability to rotate. That's why we do it, right? Because we don't rotate very well like this. We look fucking stupid doing this. Right? We get in our own way. When we back step, I'm not in my own way. Makes sense? Okay. Next thing we're doing is a forward type of step and a collapse.
Shot.
Penetration step, actually. A shot would be implied that I'm just letting someone, like on a move. I'm just simply taking a penetration step. It would be lead leg. I'd be basically doing a small fall. This is a type of footwork. Collapse to your forward knee. You do not always have to. No, if a human being, right, sits in this space and I do something this fashion, the penetration step is fine. Right, I didn't go to my knee. If the person is a little further, hence why the penetration step. I need to gauge the distance, right, to determine what kind of footwork I need. the outside. Okay. Can you show us that one more time? Like that? You take same leg, right? I come forward. It's a single leg, but it's a back taking side of a single leg. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So I'm here, right? I see the opening. I close the space, collapse it, right? Or I attach, right? And I just drive into the floor. All right. Or I could drive sideways, because I am on a knee. Personal choice. Don't really care. Just think like this. Just come to the knee, right? Spin to the outside. That's inside. Yes. Inside, there's a human being there. So take a shot on me. Right? Right. Take the shot. You can't circle in, right? You have to circle out. Otherwise, your face is just running into my belly. Don't work. Yes. Nobody wants their face in my belly. It's hairy. Okay, you got that? Tracking it pretty easy. Okay, next thing I want you to do is I want you to basically take a long forward step, staying in line with your shoulder, right? And I want you to pull up and meet with this foot. What is this? I'm coming here. Oh, I'm sorry, that didn't feel good on your shit.
No, it didn't.
Making sense, right? All I am doing, in. Give it a go. Stay in line with your shoulder. If you do a cross step like this and you try to do that, you're going to be very awkward in your motion. So make sure it's in line with the same shoulder.
Alright, so for that one, would you grab a sleeve as well? Or just the collar?
If I could grab both
Maybe
collars,
both.
it matters not. If I can grab sleeve and collar, matters not. If I simply have back of this, no. Anything that I can get your weight, come forward. I'm doing this. Doesn't matter. Works better the higher you get on a human most of the time, because what you're looking for is for their weight to do this. And their feet not to be able to follow. Now, can you make it work? Regardless. Yeah. But the higher is typically better. So, you know, collar, sleeve. Alright, I see. Take your foot and flex it while you're doing it. Because if it's loose and I run into it, it will do nothing. It'll give to me. You don't want it to give. You want it to be kind of like a tripping hazard, right? If you hit a squishy cone, you go, oh, who cares, right? You hit a fucking center block, you go, oh shit, right? And you fall over most of the time. People trip over stones, they don't trip over squishy things. All right. pulling them down is fine, right? That means you're trying to pull them like this. For your like balance, pulling someone like this while doing this is not great. Think about your hands. Put them up to your shoulders, like so. Right? Take your step. Right? You just rotate up here. Right? If you rotate down like this, your posture starts to break. Pretty easy? Seeing it? Feeling it?
So far.
Okay. Now what you do is I do want you to cross. Alright? As you cross your other shoulder, like you'd be in a straight line as soon as you pivoted. Makes sense? So like take a step. Bam! Makes sense? Now we're gonna basically do kind of like our back step and pivoting, and then we're gonna touch the floor. Does everyone see how this is a throw? Or do we need to see what throw this is?
Yeah, can you show us?
Absolutely, I can. Makes sense?
Yep.
No, I normally put my legs on the outside, not in between. I like to trap both your legs. But Uchimaras are great. And you can learn to skip a step. Henry.
Yep.
So once I've learned to come here, see I can just kick right back instead of pivoting with this foot. I can use this foot to help me pick up. So I can pivot. AKA looking more like this. Makes sense?
Can you show us the throw on Henry just once more?
I didn't throw Henry the first time, but I will show you the principle. Go ahead. Okay, we're gonna do something slightly different. I want y'all to take the same shoulder step, alright? And then I want you to basically meet your foot, hook, doing a falling step. So you're gonna basically be parallel, doing the same kind of forward step, meeting in, and hooking. Pretty much. This is an inside leg throw. Do you know what that means? Okay, from here, I take that forward step, and I get closer to him. That makes sense. So I'm literally just stepping in, like so, getting stronger towards the center, hooking this way. And then driving forward, or being far enough back that I can pull it to myself. So like, you can do this leg throw out here. It just requires you to understand the footwork. Makes sense? coming straight hip to hip. It's typically, so we're gonna do it for real. Okay. So I'm going to take a step, right, match my step, again, pushing in, hook. So oftentimes you'll end up square with the person. Now, if you're doing it from a distance, little different. We'll do it the same one because they won't be able to see it on the camera. So come here. Right. So I'm saying here, right? Take that forward step, matching, right? Again, forward. Easy, right? And doesn't have forward. Now if we do it from distance, right? Over here, hook, like so. I stay still. Yes, horizontal. Forward. He's picking it up. He's getting it. Not if he breaks his kneecap though.
Yeah, it's not a. Found some from my other gym, just kind of like that, except where you put your knee to the ground, you just continue pushing.
Nope. As long as their foot can't move, it's no different than doing this right here, and then as long as your foot can't travel, it don't matter. Do not matter.
All right.
Got one foot planted in the center, right between the legs. Alright, that one's staying right there. And I'm hooking with this one?
Nope.
I'm hooking with the one that's planted?
Yeah, so look, goes like this. So I'm gonna come in,
Just transfer it.
right, transfer my weight to the back leg, so I'm gonna basically come forward. Make sense? So this is the leg, forward leg is the leg that's gonna grab. Make sense? That will be the same case in the outside reap as well, which we're gonna go over. Alright, it's an outside reap, from here, we come over and we pull. It looks like the same, right? But it's not. So if I'm here, right, I took a step to the outside, come inside, take a step to the outside, right? And you're sucking it in there. And the value of this is we don't typically end up in between people's legs. So for Jitsu, I think this one's better, right? Because if I'm here, right, and I go, boom, boom, and I'm doing something just like this. He turns to try to face me. See how I'm not in between his legs? That makes it more valuable to me in the sport of jiu-jitsu, right? Being able to take someone down, like, great skill, right? It's not super rewarded, and there's not a whole lot of control there in our sport. And when you entirely grab all of grappling, put me to the ground. Okay, cool, you're in between my legs. You're fighting against four of me, right? Four of my little limbs, and you've got two now. Good trade? I don't know. I wouldn't say so. I'd much rather take someone down and not be anywhere close to their legs. Make sense?
Yep.
Outside leg, right? Outside the hip. Coming into almost the same kind of pivot thing. Now this one, a little less important whether or not you take a sideward step or just a forward step, but I will say you will still have to turn your hip. There's no way for you to take your foot on this side and put it on this side of your body effectively with power without doing this. Just like that, right?
Yeah.
Felt kind of weak, didn't it?
Yeah.
So again, same lead leg that you're doing. And once you think about like actually hooking, pulling someone over.
Got it.
Think of it like a scoop grip and just rowing some.
Alright.
Or like this. A throw by. You feeling it? Understanding? A little weird?
Yeah, it feels oddly similar to the one where you just kick a step forward. You kind of kick their shin, pull 'em.
One is a block, one's on like an active motion. So like one I can literally just, I can be here, if I raise my leg, you are being brought to meet it, right? If I did this with my leg, you're not being brought to meet it, I have to move my leg for it to have the effect. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, so next one we're gonna do, horizontal step, and a step again. What is this, do you think? Someone standing right in front of you, right? Where you step off, right? Then we step behind, and then with our connection, we bring them over our.
Over the leg. Could you grab an arm and like
Yeah.
do?
Yes. So, if I am doing this specific thing, arms far away from body are great, arms close to body are great, right? Arm in between, not so great. Because as soon as I take that step, this is more powerful for you to just wrap around me and make me into a little girl, right? I don't like that, right? The further your hand is, try to do the same thing. Turn around. Cool. You don't have a lot of time. Also, it's not fail, so I'm out again. I don't really care. Does that make sense? Cool. All right. Arms on the very far side of the other side of the body, like so. Makes it really easy. Makes sense? Because it doesn't stop me from walking around. I don't have to do anything. And that hands on the other side of you. It does not have to be fancy. All the things are now open. So if you are silly enough to have your back like this, you deserve to geek out.
Yep.
Cool. Do we have a mild understanding of what I'm talking about now? About
Yeah.
footwork? Okay. Now we're gonna play a game, right? You're not allowed to use your hands. We're gonna do this, and we're gonna leg pull, but we're gonna do it while standing, right? So we're gonna jockey in for whatever position we want, right? He's gonna take his base, I'm gonna take my fighting stance. Are you ready? And my goal is to get him to the ground. I cannot use my arms. I can only use my body, my head positioning, and my legs. Does that make sense? So we're gonna play, and go. Make sense? We're gonna play. Make sense?
Yep.
Learn to use your legs. That's all we're doing. Tracking?
Yep. Track.
Alright.